knows best.
Hi, friends, and welcome back to Brenna Knows Best. I'm your host, Brenna Berg. Hi, how are you guys? Happy Friday. If you're one of those people that has like misophonia, I think that's like the phobia or fear or irritation of slurps, chewing. I apologize. Give me 1 second. I want to give you guys like the vibes. Oh my God. I'm drinking. Holy. Okay, I was like really trying to get that on camera and I like forgot to swallow. I have my hot airborne because if you're not getting the vibes, if my voice is not coming through, my sweet, sweet husband got me sick. Okay. And I'm not sure why it came so much later. Like, how was he sick for a week and a half and then I finally just got it? And then let's start from yesterday. I had obviously the beauty bio event, which I'm sure I told you guys about. My manager came into town. It was like all DBA girls, which is like my management team and their managers. And the lunch was great. It was like so over the top. They had like a cowboy hat making station, the charms, the creams, the face tools of it all. But honestly, like I just wanted one-on-one time with my friend slash manager, Jillian, as I told you. And last night, just the two of us got dinner because she was just in town for the day. And we were out until almost 11 p.m., which is obviously so unlike me. And I was, catching her up on all of my lore, just like my lifetime lore and vice versa, and catching up and eating. We went to Uchi in Dallas, which is like a really nice sushi spot. But we got there at 7, I believe, and we're there till like 10:30. They closed at 10, which they were so kind and like let us sit there. We like really could not stop talking, which I think that means I could not shut the fuck up. However, I get in the Uber, we like say goodbye, and the second I sit down, it just like hit me. I started like I think I had a tickly throat on maybe Monday night. I've been doing the airbornes. I've been taking the NyQuil, the DayQuil. It wasn't so bad. And honestly, yesterday wasn't terrible. Like the runny nose is annoying. You just don't feel like good, but I haven't felt that bad. I got in the Uber and I shit you not, like all of the sudden my head felt so heavy. You know when it's like the runny nose and the nasal and the sinuses, like all of the sudden I just felt like absolute shit. I was like, holy, and I'm sitting in the Uber and I'm like, oh my God. But I just had like the best time ever, like catching up. It was honestly so nice. Like we were talking about how I, for one, always say that like I'm such a homebody, but that's like me, kind of filling the reserves for the moments and the times where I do things like when we go on a trip or like when I see my best friends, which I'm sure we've talked about this a million times. Like once you get older, and I feel like it takes time to figure this out, and we all know this, but like the people that you should have in your life are the people that when you see them, they fill your cup. Like you leave hanging out with them and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better, which is like no shit. But I think when you're younger, it's hard to kind of decipher like, and it can change. Like I've had friends at certain points in my life that I love so much and I feel that feeling. And then all of the sudden something flips and you see them and like after you're just kind of drained. You're like, oh, and then you don't want to hang out. And there's a difference because last night, for example, of course, we had the lunch. I'm a little bit sick. It's like 6 p.m. It's now dark outside. And once I'm in the house, like I don't want to leave. Right. But like once I leave and if I'm seeing people that I enjoy, I'm happy to engage and it's like the best time ever. But like I have a hard time leaving the house. But there's a difference between like I had a friend and I'm not going to name names, but we were really close. We did a lot of things together. And then it just started to change. And I think my life was changing and I was starting to realize this about myself. And I was really starting to turn into a homebody and like we would hang out and it just like wasn't recharging me and like I didn't feel better after the fact and then I would like hate making plans and I just like wasn't really like it just was no longer serving me. And I think when you get older you just get so much better at realizing this. And then also your time, like I think when you're young, you like to go out and you're happy to just say yes and do all of the things, which, to be honest, like I was never really that person. There was a moment in time, of course, college, you're like extra social, but then you start to learn yourself. And I'm like, actually, like if these people aren't like my favorite people in the whole entire world, like I don't want to spend my time. Like I would rather be at home by myself, or now with my husband. But even before I was like with my husband, like I would just rather be by myself. Right. And I was explaining to Jillian, obviously, because we had the best time. We were just like sat there and ate and chatted. And I'm like, she just fills my cup. And there's just like a handful of people that really do that for me. And like, those are the people that I'm happy whenever I see them. It's like the best thing ever. But then other than that, like, I just want to be at home. Right. But anyways, I get into the Uber and I'm like, holy fuck, like the sickness just kind of hit me. And I think the day, because I woke up, obviously got ready, did my filming, went to the lunch. It was a lot of like small talk and meeting people. And it was like great. But again, I'm like on the verge of sickness. So like I took an ibuprofen before, and then I got home at like 4 p.m. I sat on the couch. It was from like 1. I didn't leave until 3:30, and then I got home at 4. So that was like 3 hours of socializing. And then I sat on the couch, and then I texted at 6. I was like, okay, we need to make a plan. Left the house at 6:30 to go to the dinner reservation. And it just kind of like all hit me at once. I think everything, even though it was like such a great day, I get home. My sweet, sweet husband was sitting on the couch waiting for me, even though it was 11 p.m., which I'm sure he honestly just probably got finished working. We didn't really even talk. I was like, babe, I need to take my makeup off. I need to take NyQuil and I need to go to bed. And then I wanted to sleep in this morning, but of course his alarm goes off, and then I hear this agitating noise. What is that Dance Moms meme? May digs to China. I've explained this. She like tries to, as if she's like, you know, when dogs, and maybe you don't know, if there's like a blanket, they'll try and like floof it up for themselves. It's like so precious. But she tries to do that with the couch and the chairs that don't floof, right? She just ends up scratching the chair. Oh my God. I hear the noise, okay, of her doing this. And I'm like, and at this point, like 7:30 a.m., like typically I'm out of bed, but like this is the one day, like I got home late. I wasn't feeling good. I woke up, you know, I'm stuffed up. I hear the noise. And of course my husband was like, I'll go take care of it. I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, let me just go down the goddamn stairs, take her body, feed her. And then I sat on the couch. Typically I come back up, I do my skincare. I'm like, babe, like I'm not coming up there. I'm sorry. I'm not bringing your coffee. Like, and of course he's like, no, you're fine. Like, you're sick, sit there. He brings me over the Dayquil. He brings me over a water. He brings me over a hot airborne before he leaves for work, which he's so sweet and fresh. And then I sat there on the couch for a while. And anywho, let's catch up. I don't want to just like complain. I'm fine. And that's the thing. Like right now, of course, I'm like stuffed up. I'm sure you can hear it. I feel okay. Like once you get up and moving, I don't know what this is. It's just like an upper respiratory sort of thing. Last week, first, I want to talk about my nails. I currently have, as you probably saw, a dark red nail. It's not even that dark red, but it's like not red. It's like a cherry red, I would say. And I'm actually obsessed with them. 2 years ago, Christmas, I did bright red nails for the holiday season, and I hated them. And I can't tell if it's the shape or if I've just matured or if it's the fact that it's a darker red. I'm like loving these nails because typically I never do a color. And now I'm thinking like, what if I do a brown or a navy or a forest green? Is it like just this color, or am I going to like get that next time and like deeply regret it? I don't really know. However, okay, I go to a new nail salon because even though I love the people at the one I'd been going to, the nails were not lasting. I did gel for the first time last time, and they lasted longer than I thought, but they did chip a little bit, and then I just ripped them off because they just peel right off. And I was like, I really like the dip better. It just lasts longer. It's a little bit thicker. It doesn't chip. Like that just like cannot happen. And there was a place that I'd been thinking about going prior. It's a dinky little, okay, that sounds so mean, but like it's kind of a little hole in the wall nail salon close by. And I'm like, let me go check it out. So Friday morning, I go on a walk and all of my gel is peeled off. I wanted to get my nails done because, we were planning on going to this housewarming on Saturday night that we didn't end up going to. I'll get into that. And then I had these events this week. I just like wanted to get them done and be done with it. And like Friday was the best time to do it. I go up to this like little hole in the wall. It's like literally a girl's name, salon. It's like blank salon, like Brenna's salon, right? It's like in this little outlet mall situation. I go up to the door and it's locked, but it says it's open. It's like 10:30 a.m. at this point. I'm like, okay, so I stand there because I couldn't quite see in. And sure enough, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This is going to be like such a whack podcast. I was going to say this might be shorter than normal. Did I say that at the beginning? Because I just don't know how long I'm going to last. And quite frankly, not much happened this week, but I see a person walking towards me and they come and unlock the door and I'm like, oh my gosh, hi, like, am I okay? Oh, and as I walked over, I realized that I had my fanny pack, but all I had was my phone. I'm like, do you guys take like Venmo? And it's so interesting because the salon I was going to before when we lived at our old apartment, like I always used card. That was that. I paid at the like little, it was kind of like a Square situation. Do you guys know what Square is? I guess I'm so familiar because when I worked at the Shake Shop in college, they had it. But Square is like the newer age, like you can tap to pay. It's like when a smaller business is a smaller business, Square is this program / software that they use to pay for things. So like they have an insert, they have a chip. It's just like a dinky little thing. Anywho, that's what the old place used. So I always had my card. Well, then the salon I just went to like 3 or 4 times that's close to our house, the one I've been recently going to, when I went to pay, I obviously brought a card the first time. They were like, oh, we do Zelle. Where like you go on, I have Wells Fargo and there's Zelle through Wells Fargo. I just go on there and send them the money. Like there's no card. It's like literally similar to Venmo. You just send their money. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's crazy. I've never done that, but like amazing. Zelle. I did that like 3 or 4 times. The 3 or 4 times I went there. I go to this place. I'm like, oh shit, I don't have a card. But I'm like, what are the odds? Because this last place did Zelle. Like maybe this is the new age thing. I'm like, hi, first of all, are you closed? Like the door's locked. They're like, no, come in. It's just like 2 women, nobody in there. Just like the 2 employees. I'm like, I don't have a card. Like, do you guys do anything? Like, do you do Apple Pay at the very least? And they're like, oh, we do Zelle. And I'm like, oh my God, amazing. Yes, like perf. I sit down. They get me all sorted. They're so freaking nice. They're just like these 2 women. And oh my gosh, by the way, me and my sweet husband were sitting on the couch. This is so random. He was explaining something. Okay. And in the middle of explaining, he's talking about a man. Okay. And he's like, or as my toots would say, this older gentleman. And I'm like, what? And he's talking about me, obviously. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, you don't realize that every single time you talk about an old man, you call them an older gentleman. And I'm like, okay, no, I didn't know I do that every time, but like, what's wrong with that? And he's like, well, not every old man is a gentleman. And I'm like, what do you mean? And it's so funny, like the things that you realize your friends or your boyfriend or your mom or your whoever does, and like that person like doesn't realize it. Like this is not something I've ever thought about, I guess, every single time apparently. And maybe you guys realize this from the podcast, me talking about an older gentleman. He's like, every single time, he's like, you never call them an old man. You never say an elderly man. Like, there's nothing. You always call older men, right? Like grandparent age men, older gentlemen. But he's like, not every old man is a gentleman. Like a gentleman is like, when you look up, because I Googled then the definition of gentleman, like they're a sophisticated, like kind, whatever. And I'm like, I do understand what you're saying. I like understand 100%. I didn't realize that I call every old, like, when I'm telling him stories, I'm like, oh, this older gentleman, Right? Like I do say that. I'm understanding that now, but I'm like, that's so funny that he pointed that out. And I'm like, there's probably so much whack shit that I say, which that's not like that crazy, but like he's right. I should just say, but I feel like old man, like that's so, but I guess I probably say elderly woman. I don't know what I say. I just fucking say a lot of shit. Right? That's the other problem. My mouth has gotten me in trouble just my whole life, right? Like, I think probably in a lot of scenarios, people are like, you said this. And I'm like, I say a lot of shit. And I don't even realize what I'm saying. Like, somebody will bring something up to me that I said on the podcast or I said online. And I'm like, do you realize how many things I'm posting onto the internet and saying? A lot. And it just happens every single day. I'm at least saying thousands of words on the internet. You think I remember everything that I'm saying? Anywho, I just thought it was so funny. We had this like full blown, he's like, you always do that. And he's like, and I'm not going to like correct you because it's like not that big of a deal. But it was just funny because he was like this old man at work, or I don't remember what he was talking about. And he's like, or as my toots would say, this older gentleman. He's like, you always say older gentleman when talking about an old man. I just thought that was so funny. And I thought that was so cute that he like picked up on my little like nuances, right? Like, of course he does. But anywho, back to the nail salon. These women, I'm not going to say they're older because they weren't that old. One of them, they helped me. They asked like, what do you need? Color, blah, blah, blah. It was a really long appointment, I will say. But, okay, it was like an hour and a half. They were amazing. And I was literally the only person in there the whole time. And I don't know if they locked the door after me, but I would have saw if somebody came to the door. Nobody came. And they were like so attentive. And then there was like points where I could be on my phone and then points where I couldn't because like, they're doing the nails. It was only one person. So she would go hand to hand, but she's like, just wait. She's like, just rest. So I like would sit there with my head back. And as I was leaving, I was like, thank you so much. Like whatever, paid the Zelle, made sure it went through. And I'm like, should I call next time ahead? Like, when's the best time to come? But I'm like, literally nobody has been in here. Like, obviously this time is the perfect time. I was like, I'll just plan to come Friday mornings, but I can like call in advance. But I'm like, will they remember me? It's funny because at the other place, I'm like, do they recognize me? Like they see a lot of faces. Oh, this also happened. So over the weekend, basically, so that was Friday morning. Friday night, my husband gets home. We order the taco stand, burritos, perfection. The only plan we had over the weekend was our friend's housewarming. I told you last week we went to the SMU football game with them. They just moved. And it was also the girl's birthday. I texted her Thursday. It was her birthday. And so it was like a housewarming birthday. They were inviting their closest friends and then their family because she is really close with her family. His family is not in town. She's from Dallas. So like her mom, her step-parents are all here. Well, I reminded my husband. He didn't remember, of course, Saturday morning. And then he actually called the guy, his friend, the main connection, right? Like we're becoming couple friends with them, but like he worked with the guy. Well, their plans had changed. So since their family was, doing stuff, they wanted to take her out for her birthday, like a family dinner at 6:30. That was not originally the plan. And he was like, so we'll probably get back at like 9 if you guys want to come over. But they also know we're homebodies. Like we were planning we would go over there at like 7, right? Because they were going to get a bartender. And I think they were going to do some sort of catering. But that all kind of changed. Whatever. So they were like, totally fine if you don't. So like they kind of changed the plans. And we're like, oh. And I don't know how long the dinner went. And with them, I can imagine that it kind of went long. Like they like to drink. I think their family likes to drink, whatever. So we're like, we'll see how we're feeling. Like if it's 9:30, like do we want to be leaving the house? And they were like totally fine with it. And we also just saw them the week before. And I also brought a ton of skincare to the girl as like a housewarming / birthday because it was the first time we were going there, remember? Anywho. So the only thing me and my husband did over the weekend was go to Sugar and Sage, which is this bakery that is phenomenal. It's so good. The coffee is good. The pastries are good. We love it. And I might have told you, but they've been catering a lot of the influencer events, Sugar and Sage. And so I'm sorry if I'm repeating this, but they were catering at the Shop Bop event, which I didn't end up going to the pop up, but they were like at the pop up I saw online. And then they were at the Viva Spa thing. And the nanny fam, the children were the first people to take me there. I've told you this. So when I was the first one at the Viva Spa, I knew the owner because the kids had told me she was a Green Hill mom, which is the school that they go to. And it's a private school, and it's like very like, of course it's private school. Like it's, kind of uppity, obviously it's expensive, but it's like rather small. So like there's just a sort of like community about it. Like for example, my husband got a Green Hill football shirt one time because Nanny Boy was playing football at the time. And he wore it to the gym, and like somebody came up to him at the gym and was like, "Oh my gosh, did you go to Green Hill?" You know what? The Dixie Chicks went to like, it's just, not that everybody is somebody, but I'm just saying like it's a smaller school, so like there's just like a connection there. One time we were on the Katy Trail and a family stopped us because he was wearing the shirt and was like, "Oh my gosh, did you go to Green Hill?" And I explained the thing, but their kids, it was like two parents and two younger kids that were like biking, and they're like, "Oh, our kids go." And like, of course I like know the people and know the atmosphere and like blah 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 blah, right? At the Viva Spa, the woman was there and I knew she was the owner. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh," I'm like, "Hi." Me and my husband come in and I was like, "I actually nannied and the kids go to Green Hill and they told me that you're a Green Hill mom." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, well, my kids actually just graduated. They're no longer, but yes, my kids went to Green Hill." So there was like this small little, moment of whatever. Well, last weekend when we went, and she's at the bakery pretty often, she actually rung us up, and it was like maybe 3 days after I just introduced myself at the spa. But again, this woman is meeting, like, number one, the bakery has a ton of fucking people and she's been doing these pop-ups. Like, I don't expect her to remember me. So like there was this moment she was like getting our pastries, then she's like, "Do you guys want coffee?" And she was like, "Thank you guys so much for coming in, blah blah blah," because it's like a small business obviously, but they're the best. Like, I'm telling you, the food, the coffee, it's phenomenal. Well, I'm like, so like we had been talking for enough time that I was like, "I don't know if you remember me, but like I just met you at the spa." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, like you look familiar." Hello, Brenna, familiar. Like whether she did or not, she was being so kind. Like it doesn't matter to me. I'm not like, "Oh, you need to remember me," right? But she was like, "Yeah, you look familiar, blah, blah, blah. Like, thank you guys so much for coming in." I'm like, "Oh my God, we love it here. We live close by, like forever customer, whatever." So over this weekend, she wasn't there, I don't think, either of the days, or maybe she was in the back, but we went Saturday and Sunday. And like, should we be spending all of this money and like going every single day? Yeah, honestly, like that was the only thing we did all weekend. And it was amazing. Like, I love it. We sit, we eat our pastries, we chat. How did I get here? Oh, we had the same guy both times, but me and my husband were talking like, do they remember us? Like, how many faces do they see? I don't know how many hours they're open in a day, but like similar to the nail salon that I had just been going to like 3 or 4 times, I'm like, how many people do they see a week? Like when you think about it, you go, if you get your nails done I go every 3 to 4 weeks. I try and like go the least that I can. I don't want to be going every 2 weeks. So I'm like, in that amount of time, there's other women going. Like, I'm not super memorable. Like, I'm a kind customer, but like I don't go out of my way to like be memorable, obviously. So with that, this new nail salon place, I'm thinking like, if I call the next time I go, which will probably be in like 2 weeks, like, "Hey, it's Brett," like they're not gonna remember. I don't even know if I told them my name. Like, "I'm coming in. Like, is it okay if I come at whatever time?" Whatever. I'm going to call and like do my due diligence, but they were so sweet. Honestly, I'm so happy. Like, I don't know. There's something so nice about like, the other one wasn't a chain, but like this is like clearly very small and like there was nobody in there that whole time. Like, I'm happy to give them my business. They did a thorough job. I mean, it was an hour and a half, but they did so good. And I love my nails. So I'm like so happy. Anywho, that was Friday. Saturday, the only time we left the house, literally, I think. Did I go to the mall at one point? I might have, because I think my husband worked on Sunday. Oh, I need to talk about the Zara jeans. My Zara brown jeans. Okay. Love them. They are called the TRF High Rise Extra Wide Leg Jean. And when they came out, they were the only color. And I love, love, love the way they fit me. Well, I was on the Zara website, and like this happens where I'm like, they should come out with more colors. Like, oftentimes, I think if something's a hit, they'll come out with more colors. They come out with 4 regular colors, or like semi regular colors, blue, of the extra wide leg, the same exact style. And I'm like, immediately, I ordered them. Actually, I went in, this is how this happened. I went into Zara a few weeks ago, and I'm starting to feel weird, you guys. Like, my head, my stomach. Okay, anyways, Brenna, push through. This is fucking important. The podcast is so important. It literally is. I'm not even being sarcastic. I love sitting here on Thursdays, aka Fridays, with you guys. Anyways, Brenna, shut the fuck up. Sorry. Do you guys think I have multi-personalities or whatever disorder? Sometimes I'm like, is that what that is? I don't think so, like, really, but like when I have this like moment of like a different person coming into my brain, I'm like, do I? Anywho, okay, whatever. I went into Zara, I don't know, like a week or two ago, just like bopped in, probably to look and see if they had other jeans. And the jeans were in the store. I think one of them had my size and I tried it on. But again, you guys know, like, I have to think about purchases for a long time. I know it probably looks like I've been buying a lot, which obviously a lot of this is also gifted and like the whole influencer of it all. Like, you know, some things I buy, some things I don't, some things I'm buying to like make the video, like, you know what I mean? Like, ugh. Because I could see how I'm like, I never buy anything. And then you guys see me get stuff all of the time, which a lot of it is gifted, which I'm so lucky. But anywho, okay, Brenna, you don't need to fucking, hello. I go into the try on room, changing room, and I try these extra wide leg jeans. And I think 2 of them were my size, but I wasn't sure about the washes. I wasn't sure about them. I was like, oh, they fit me so freaking well. But like, again, I just can't like buy things on the spot. I don't buy them. I go home. I think about it for a few days. I'm like, oh, Brenna, now they're probably gone, whatever. But I'm like, I don't know. I still wasn't sure. Well, I go on and I'm like, okay, just order them. Order all 4 in your size. I order them to the store because Zara doesn't do free shipping, which is fucking crazy, but I digress. I order them to the store because that's free. And I'm like, whatever, I'll go to the mall at some point. I order the 4 different washes. I only had tried on and seen with my own eyes too, but I'm like, get them and you can return them, right? I order them. And then I also ordered that wool top because I had seen a girl wearing this top and I'm like, oh, this is so my style, the camel one. I put that, it's 100% wool, throw that in with. I'm like, okay, oh, again. And there's something about also like ordering something to your house. That way you can try it on at home. Like really like look at yourself, take amount of time to like, you know, take as much time as you need to like really see it. Maybe try it with a few shirts. Like, again, if you're a person like me that like overanalyzes like what you buy, like I need that. When I'm in the changing room, it's like, oh, I don't know. And like when I go to Marshall's and like with a home decor piece, like I walk around with it in my hand for like 30 fucking minutes. Like there's something about like getting it in your home and like seeing it and like, I don't know, maybe this is just me and maybe I'm literally insane, but like, I don't know. And then I can return it. I order the jeans, I order the vest, I go in, it gets shipped in. It actually was so funny because one came in and I went to the mall, and then as I was standing there, it was like, your order is done. The other ones had been. So the lady comes back and she's like, did you have 2 orders? And I was like, literally while she was gone, the other order like came in or like was checked in. And I'm like, it literally came. It was the funniest thing. Like, thank God, because I would have had to come back. She brings me all of my packages. I leave. I come home, okay, and I try on all of these jeans and the top. They fit phenomenally. One of them was like way too big. It was crazy. And they were all size 6s. I don't really know. I got the same size I got in the brown. However, I'm looking at these jeans and like, why are none of them just a normal goddamn wash? Like they were either, oh, one of them, and my husband was trying to get me to keep them. And this is like a fake argument that we get into. Not really. This happened like once before I can recall, but one of the washes was like almost, it wasn't acid washy, but it was like a light blue, but like an acid tone. It was like a complete, like the same sort of color, but like this weird, not like a light blue, like a whitish, like an acid wash color. And I'm like, oh, I just hate, like, what color top am I wearing with this? Of course, can you wear white or black? But like, it just wasn't a tone that I liked. It was just really throwing me off. And I'm like, I feel like I won't gravitate towards these. Like, I just don't dig this color. And I'm really particular, kind of. I am, but I'm not. And this is something that I really struggle with buying clothes. It's like, you like something, and oftentimes if I like something, I'll buy it in a ton of colors, but like I really need to like those colors. I'm realizing, like, Brenna, even if something fits you amazing, like if you know that you're not gonna like gravitate towards it, like if something's not vibing with it, or like you're not vibing with it, like don't get it. So I'm going back and forth, and I showed him and he's like, that's a color that like girls in San Diego, like it's like a very beachy, he's like, I like that color, like that's a normal. And he wasn't, again, like I took it to a place where I'm like, oh, you want me to dress like a California girl? I'm not a California girl, I'm a North Dakota fucking bitch. Okay, you want a California gal? Go get one, right? Like a fake fight, But he's just saying like, that's a normal color. He's like, that's like a color that like I feel, girls and guys, if you're into light wash like that, would wear. And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, well, if you're not going to wear it, don't. But he's like, I think it's fine. Like he was just trying to encourage me. Cause like, again, I am super anal about these things. There was like a darker wash, but then it had like these weird striations in them, like a weird sort of, and then the one just like straight up didn't fit. And then there was another one and they were okay, but it had this weird stitch. It was like a dark wash with like a light stitching on it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Like, why can't we have like, this is my problem with Zara. When it hits, but they always do this weird bullshit. Like there's always something like, for example, you'll see like a denim jacket, right? You're like, oh my God, this is so cute. You're looking at the front and then on the back, it says like, fuck, or like something's always like off about it. Or like they have the best stuff when they have the best stuff. But then like these jeans, for example, I'm like, why can't you just have like a normal, just like a plain light blue, a plain medium wash and a dark wash? Like why does there always have to be something? I return them all. They fit me so well, so freaking well. I love the fit, but I wasn't going to wear them. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I kept the wool top. I love it. I posted my Instagram photo in it. And then actually, so when I went, if you saw my outfit on TikTok, and I think I posted on my story, obviously, the black jeans with like the gray top that like kind of swooped on the shoulders, right? Kind of poncho vibes, but it was like a short sleeve. I saw that top when I went in to grab the jeans. So I went into the fitting room and I'm like, hello, Brenna, what were you saying? Room. And I tried it on and I'm like, oh, this is such a me top. And it was so thick. I don't think the fabric was necessarily the best, but I'm like, I am obsessed with this. I love it. I just will try and not wash it as little as I can. Amazing. So like got that and I've already worn it twice. Hello. That's that. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I made a purchase for the Sephora sale, which isn't a fucking sale at all. Brenna, quit swearing for once in your literal goddamn life. Anywho, I finally got an MEJ clip. These clips are like $36. Is that insane? Yep. Yeah, of course it is. I've been thinking about this clip for so long. Do you remember when I went to the Colleen Rothschild event? This was like over the summer. This was like June or July. My favorite girl, I won't say her name, but she works for Colleen Rothschild. One of them. I love them all. She was the best. I got lunch with them one time, but I remember specifically at this event, she had a clip in and it was the second time I was hearing, she's like, I know it's expensive, whatever, but she's like, they're the best clips. And she told me about it. So I've been thinking about it. I had heard about them before that, but then she really sold me on it then. I've been thinking about this for like months. So I was like, Brenna, you've been wanting to get one, just get one. And then the road blushes. How long have the road blushes been out? I've been seeing them on my For You page forever. Again, I'm like, let me just buy one of these blushes. I got Tan Line. I watched a ton of reviews on TikTok and on YouTube about like the different shades. They were out of the Toasted Teddy, which I think is their most popular, but those are the two things I got. There were other things that I made the video about things I was thinking about buying. Again, I didn't do enough research. I just like wasn't ready to pull the trigger on those things. Other Rhode products, the Color Wow like dream coat. I did research on it, and there were actually a lot of people that responded to my story and said like, I love this product. But when I looked at the directions, it was like, use on wet or damp hair. It's like a blowout product, and maybe you don't have to use it that way, but it was like, use this, and like once you then blow dry and blow out your hair, which like I don't even blow dry my hair, you guys. So I'm like, will I even use this? Because I don't do blowouts because it takes so long and it never freaking lasts. Anywho, that's that. I'm reading Sharp Objects still. I need to finish it. I just have not been reading. Like at the end of the night, especially since I've been sick, I'm taking NyQuil and I'm like passing the frick out. What else happened? I think that's it. I feel bad that this is like a really short episode, you guys. I mean, it'll still be 40 minutes because I do have a write-in. I haven't looked at it yet. Let me look at my calendar and see what I have coming up. This weekend, we have nothing. Monday, I have an event with Supergoop. Hello. I'm so excited for that because I love Supergoop. They make all kinds of SPFs. And then actually next Thursday, I have a jam-packed, how am I going to film the podcast? I think I still will be able to in the morning. I have like a fashion show. I have an event with Cheap Caribbean. And then I also have an event with Shark Beauty, their new face tool that like sucks all the shit out of your face, right? Like out of your pores. Other than that, I don't think I have anything on the docket. And then next weekend, actually, we're going to Mississippi because my best friend Natalie and Ryan are getting married. I'm so excited. Sorry, something got caught in my throat. Let me pull up the questions and then I'm going to wrap this up. I think I'm trying to think what else happened. No, that's pretty much it. Okay. Hi, Brenna. Love your vibe and your pod so much. I need some clarity. Okay, so I'm just feeling sad and alone lately. My ex seems to have moved on and is in a new relationship already. I know I shouldn't, but I creeped his Facebook page being nosy. We broke up last month. It seems so fast. I don't want to spiral and think maybe she was already in his life before we broke up. Who knows? Maybe she was. Fuck them. But honestly, I would love to hear your wisdom and advice on this. I already got the usual self-love, hang out with your girlfriends, get back into your hobbies, etc. I've dived back into more spinning classes and reading, which has helped. I know everything takes time and I need time to heal and move on, but it just sucks seeing him move on while I'm trying to process everything and mourn our relationship. What can I do? Wish there was a magic potion or something to speed up heartbreaks. Haha. No, totally. Hello. Yes. I feel bad because everything that you just said is what I would say. It's time. Like it literally just takes time. And I know that feeling of them moving on, but that's such a man thing to do. It's such a boy thing to do. They don't process things. They just move right on to the next. It's like a self-medication. They're like, oh, just get another girl because then they don't have to deal with their emotions. But like what you're doing is better. Like you process it, like be sad, be fucking pissed. Like you're actually feeling the emotions and then healing. Like what they do, this is like literally all guys do this. Like they just move on to the next and act like everything's fine, which I can't say if it is or it isn't. This is what they do. I remember when I went through my worst heartbreak ever, he got a new girl very shortly after. And I knew deep down, again, like his mental illness, like he was not okay and was very much just like on to the next to like feel something and like pretend that everything's fine and post on social media and like whatever. Again, we'll never know into their minds, but it's like, you really just have to focus on yourself. Again, block him if you have to. I know it's annoying. I know it's stupid. I know it makes you feel like, why I shouldn't have to block. Like, And I'm not saying that against you. Like, I've been there. It's like, oh, it seems like I'm hurt, but like, it doesn't matter. You need to take care of you and like not look at that stuff, because again, it just takes time. And so the quicker you can like stop doing those things and like get him out of your routine, because odds are you're thinking about him a lot, you're checking the socials, maybe not often, but still, like, he's still taking up a lot of brain power, which again, to get over it, like, you need to think about it and whatever. But the quicker we can like get that out, like, stop looking at the text, stop looking at the socials, like, do the hobbies, like, really the like seeing your friends and family and leaning on them, and the hobbies is to just remove that person from your life. Like, that's what all of this is doing. Like, the quicker that you can block, no contact, remove them, the quicker you're going to move on, because they're like, you have to, they were such a big part of your life. They were everything. They were your boyfriend, right? Like, they were everything. And then all of a sudden one day that's done, and it's like so hard to come to terms with. But like, what you have to do, and this is why like dating in the modern world and the being what bitch being able to check the social medias, like, think in 100 years ago, social media wasn't a thing. When you broke up, when LaDonna and her boyfriend, when she was in high school, broke up, like, they didn't see each other. Maybe they did in their small town, but like, of course you could think about them, but you couldn't just go online and like see photos of them. And they didn't even have a phone to like look at the photos and the text. Like, and not to say like, I don't know what breakups were in that time, but I just think it was probably a million times easier, because now, like, it's funny. I was watching Selling Sunsets. Is it plural? Sunsets or sunset? I don't know. Emma was dating this guy, and Chelsea said to her, like, you need to move on. And she's like, I don't think things are ever actually like always, cut and dry over. Like, there's always like the opportunity. And it's like, you allow that. Like, yes, in theory, could every single boyfriend you ever dated, like, you could keep that door open? Sure. But I don't think that's healthy at all. I think a breakup, you need to like draw a hard line. That's over with. Like, do not leave the door open. And like, people have such a hard time going no contact. Like, you have to, and it's the healthy thing to do. Like, the people who stay in touch and stay friends, like, it's all just like, for what? I think it's just messy. There's no reason. Like, no matter how much you bonded, no matter how much you went through together, whatever you tell yourself, like, that was a moment in time. It's done now. Clearly they're moved on. Like, in theory, they don't give a fuck, which sucks, but it's like, okay, let's move on. Like, we can appreciate that moment. You can feel the feelings, sad, happy, like thankful, but also pissed. Like, all of those are valid. But again, I know you said like the normal stuff. Fuck him, right? Clearly he doesn't give a shit. So like, why should we? Men just get to go on and do whatever and date and like pretend it didn't fucking happen, which like, I don't think is the correct thing, but like, why do they get to do that? It seems like a privilege, right? Like, oh, I'm so glad you're fine and I'm fucking dying over here. But like, we need to do that. We need to like, not that you need to move on. And I don't think that's a healthy thing to do, to like jump into a new relationship. If it happens, it happens. But like, I don't think that's the correct thing to do. But just to like be done with it, cut them off, block, do what you need to do to not check on them. And then it'll just take time. But I promise, the quicker you can like stop doing those things, delete the messages, delete the photos you guys had, block them on socials, the quicker you can like remove them as much as possible from like your, because there's like the mental part and there's the physical. And the physical to me is like the texts and the photos, because there are people that like, number one, that keep in contact, that break up and like keep in touch. There's the keeping them friends on social media. There's the keeping of the photos. There's the keeping of the text messages. Like, this is what I think is like physical ways of keeping them around. The quicker you can get rid of all of that, the better. Like, you have to. They're no longer a part of your life. Again, if you want to keep the photos for God, whatever, in the future, which when I'm married to my husband for 20 years, why the fuck do I want to look back at photos of me and my old boyfriend? I don't need that. Like, I can remember that time, but like, why do I don't get that, but like, whatever. If you think like you're a nostalgic person, pop off, right? You still have photos with like your friends and stuff. Anywho, whatever. That's fine. But like, put them on a hard drive. Don't have them accessible to you. Get rid of all of those, what I'm calling physical things. And then, of course, mentally, you're going to think about them. But when you don't have these things to go to, the photos, because I think those things reopen the wounds more than the mental. Like, slowly but surely, you'll just stop, like, thinking about them. Like, I know it's a unfathomable thing now, like when you're a month after the breakup, because you think about them probably pretty constantly. It's normal. It's like it happens. But the quicker you can, like, you don't go and check those things and see the photo, because it's like you're seeing them, right? Like, you shouldn't be seeing them. The mental will, you start to forget the things because you're not seeing them, you're not talking to them, you're not seeing the text messages, right? And it'll get easier. Those are my thoughts. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I apologize, it's a little bit shorter. I'm just like struggling, like straight struggling. But we'll be back next week. I'm doing all of the things. I'm taking the supplements, the Airborns, the Zycams, like literally everything. I'm hydrating. I'm not working out, which sucks, let me say, but I think it's best for me. I hope you guys had the best week. I hope you have a great weekend. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and then Christmas, what the frick? I have not done any decorating since I started. This is so me. I feel like my like insane brain, I hyperfixate on something and then I drop it. I need to get back into it. I want to do bows on the cabinets. I just need to go get the ribbon. It's a whole thing. However, have the best Friday. Have the best weekend. Thank you for being here. Truly, you guys are the best. I love catching up with you every week. I'm so appreciative that you're here. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Okay. Bye, guys.